Yeah.
Oh,
Listen, man. We got to break this game down, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. The Indiana Pacers is not all she wrote just yet, but it is all she wrote just yet. Um, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they rolled into Indiana, and like I said, they just wasn't able to hold it down. They lose tonight, 107-116. If you are the Oklahoma City Thunder, you gotta be kicking yourself. You had this game in your grasp. I just feel like they completely pissed this one off, like they've done countless times over. We got to give Tyrese credit and the Indiana Pacers. They keep shocking us all, man. Um, Indiana, man, they go. I already said that this is my pick to win it all. Tyrese Haliburton tonight, 22 points, pardon me, 9 rebounds, 11 assists. He was flirting with Miss Triple Dub. Andrew Nemhard, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. I mean, that was massive. You're talking about Miles Turner tonight, 9 points. Pascal Siakam, 21. I mean, it was just tremendous, man, to say the least tonight on this game. I really like what I saw. Give credit to Tyrese. He's been struggling, and you got Shea Gilders just giving everybody that work. Can nobody take or handle Shea Gilders with the Indiana Pacers tonight? I think they found something, and we're gonna break it all down. I got my man Marvin in the house. Marv, what's the deal? It's Flight Sports, man. We live. We had a crazy game. What's your thoughts on this situation? Pacers are up 2-1.
oh my God. Come on, guys. Well, now come on. You said it all. The Pacers just keep on shocking us. Oh my God. Them boys done did it again, guys. Now listen, I'm gonna be honest. I really felt Oklahoma had not an easy road, but I figured it wouldn't be this tough. Well, it's getting tough. Now I do want to say this though, and which I really, I kind of put this on a small burner when I said, uh, are we in for a long haul on this one because the NBA want it, or is this series that good? Now, Indiana gonna tell you they ain't here playing no joke. They ain't playing no games up in here, man. They trying to win this thing, and I know, hey, Oklahoma City is too. But ooh, man, it's getting good. Now, just think, if now that's only if OKC win the next one, oh my God, this series goes longer and longer. Man, all I can say is this: kudos to Indiana, man. I think this, hey, man, wow. I ain't gonna lie, man. I really didn't think Indiana could play like this against these boys, and then they playing well.
It's
They've been
something about
playing well.
momentum. There's something
Yeah, they've
about
been playing well
momentum.
since the playoffs started. They've been playing. So you got to give them their props, man. I'm gonna step back because, Fly, I think you need to listen, man. Indiana's Indiana's showing a whole lot of people that you ain't got to be flashy. You just need to be good at the right time. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's a fact. Shout out to Marvin. It's a lot that's going on with the Indiana Pacers. If there's anybody, like I said, I think who should win Finals MVP, it should be Rick Carlisle. I don't think that's ever been done before, where a coach has won Finals MVP. But Rick Carlisle, I mean, his presence is just sprinkled all around the playoffs. Pause. And then obviously the finals. I mean, he's just taking that up to another level. Shout out to Rick Carlisle. He is my pick for Finals MVP, even though I know that that's not a possibility. Um, I want to go back to Tyrese Halliburton tonight because he had a game going toe to toe with the MVP. Obviously, that's not nothing easy, but he's been doing it. It ain't been pretty, but the job is getting done. Indiana is up 2-1, and they have Oklahoma City's undivided attention. They surrendered home court. A lot of people was talking this and talking that, but they have arrived in Indiana, and Indiana has served on their home court, and I believe Indy's looking to go up 3-1. They're looking to go for the jugular vein against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Look out for the Indiana Pacers, because I believe in a couple of days they're going to be running off with this Larry O'Brien trophy, and it may not be off of one, player, per se, but it's going to have everything to do with the coach and Rick Carlisle. Shout out to Rick Carlisle. I'm surprised the Knicks, they've been calling every goddamn coach in the book. Why the hell they don't put a call in to Indiana? Just put a call in for him too. Then call
Stop
every
it
other
twice.
coach.
Stop it
So
twice.
I'm
Stop it.
sorry. I just had to throw
Stop
that in. Before we go, Marv, we got my man All Access in the building. Dex, what's the deal, man? It's the finals. Indiana, they up 2-1. What's your thoughts?
Shout out
Wow.
to Flight Sports TV, the machine, the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ, the hottest in the streets. Everyone, please hit that like button before we carry on. If you have yet to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. And most definitely hit the notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. Flight, I mean, wow, Flight. Thank you for opening up the stream and giving the people the Flight Sports TV experience on this
Wow.
Wednesday evening, going into Thursday morning. Down in Naptown, it is a celebration for the ages of the Indiana Pacers. Now, there's no heroics here. The only heroics was game one. Since game one, it's basically been as advertised. I think Mark Dagnall, head coach of the OKC Thundercats, did himself in. Even though, Flight, I believe that his overall goal for the game schematically was perfectly executed, because you had three different scores for the Oklahoma City Thunder in their first five with at least 20 or more points. So that right there is sharing the ball, decentralization amongst the offense, and Shea Gilchrist Alexander pulled back just enough to allow some of the first five to feed off the Indiana Pacers as well. Unfortunately for the boys from the Red Clay, it wasn't enough, because the production off the bench was malnourished. I believe they only had 18 points total in 48 minutes coming off the bench. And I don't think that's going to be enough to beat a Rick Carlisle scheme team, because they play team basketball offensively as well as defensively. So, in order for OKC to neutralize this pivotal game three, in game four, they must get production off the bench, Flight.
Yes, most definitely. It's crazy what's going on with Oklahoma City, because it seemed like they had this game in the bag, but they let the game slip away. Uh, Indiana is giving them a lot of problems. I believe that Carlisle is really walking down. What's this guy named Dagner off, whatever the hell is called. He's in trouble. Lou Dort tonight had 12 points. Obviously, we would like to see a little more. Williams 26, Chet 20, Shea Gildress 24. So you had the big three for Oklahoma City. They all put up 20 plus. I mean, it wasn't like they had a no show, but it seemed like they didn't get much, like Dex said, from the bench. Caruso came in with 8. But Hartenstein, you got Wiggins, these guys, they got to pick it up a little bit on the offensive end, to take out Indiana, because Indiana, they hitting you all over the place. You have Ben Matherin tonight, 27 off the bench. They starting to do their shit again, Indiana. They hit you with all of these different players. And They're in trouble, man. Marv, what you talking about?
Oh man. First of all, I want to say hello to everybody, man, and I apologize that I didn't do it the first time because I've been missing in action for quite a while. Not for quite a while, but I've been in transactions, seriously. And then to get back here, where home truly is what it's all about, man. You know, to hear Dex and you and all three of us getting back together, man, it's a wonderful thing. I really believe that, man. I'm serious, man. I never forget the moments. I never forget the times that we had, and I'm pretty sure you guys do the same. But to this game, oh my God! Now listen, guys, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I picked Oklahoma for two. Now I'm not saying they finna win every damn game to finish it off because if they don't, then my predictions are wrong. The way it's looking, and I'll give you big time props. Flight. Carlisle, listen, Carlisle is a piece of work, guys. This dude is good. A lot of people don't realize how good Carlisle has always been. I mean, he's fundamentally sound. They own a string. These guys are, I mean, in every team he have coached. I'm gonna say something to you, Flight. Now, this might be tickling, as well as you said earlier. He's a perfect coach for New York.
Yeah, I
But
mean, like I said, the Knicks
but
been calling everybody. I mean,
but
hey, the Knicks been calling the phone with everybody, so I'm trying to
let
figure
me
out
tell
why
you this, like
they didn't get
Indiana would
denied.
give
Hey,
Carlisle. Indiana would give Carlisle to the Knicks for I don't know how much money. It's not happening.
oh, come on, man. Dolan got the money. We got the fucking money, man. No, I'm playing.
So what you telling me? If
Carlisle is out the
Carlisle win the
question.
championship, hold on, wait. You telling me if Carlisle win the championship, he gonna tell me, okay, I'm gonna leave and go to the Knicks? But
Hey,
Mister,
hey, hey, I tell you what, he gonna go down with some of the greats. He pulled something like that on.
well, I want to ask you and Dex a question. Win or lose this series, is Carlisle becoming a
Yes,
Popovich in the
yes.
NBA?
In my opinion, I'll say why. I believe so. You have basically Popovich. He's gone. Situation. Obviously, you have Eric Spoelstra down there in Miami. We know he is arguably,
Oh, that's a
if
baby.
not
That's
if
a baby.
not the best coach, the second best. But he just don't have the weaponry, right now in Miami to really instill what's needed. It seems like he's able to gather all of the supplementary parts he has and bring them to the
Excuse,
postseason.
excuse my
Yeah,
language. He's had the parts. He's had the parts, but
I know, and he's
continue
won
on.
championships. And he's won championships with those parts. But I'm just saying, outside of Carlisle, I would say
Oh, nah.
Spoelstra is the guy.
Well, I
But
would say so. Yeah,
Carlisle
you're right.
has the weapons. That's my opinion. Now,
But
I guess you got.
okay, but my question is Carlisle becoming a Popovich?
Well, that's why I'm gonna let Dex answer that because I feel like I answered that. In my opinion. Well,
Word. All right.
what you think
Okay.
about
What
that,
you
Dex?
think, Dex? If you don't mind, can I get an honest opinion from the main man from Iran? Come on with it.
No, he's not becoming a Greg Popovich. Not by far, not close. He's a good coach. He's able to move around and squeeze the most out of the situation that he has. He
Is
showed
that
that in
Popovich? Is that Popovich?
no, Popovich was a better coach, a better situational basketball mind, and Popovich was supremely only second to Phil Jackson when it came to managing multiple personalities on who is the guy and who's not. Basically, setting down the hierarchy or the pecking order of the display of basketball San Antonio Spurs wanted to exhibit. I don't know if Carlisle could pull something like that off in a seamless fashion, because when he had an opportunity to do so, it was reckless.
Well,
And he ended up
Popovich has failed before too. Come on.
no, 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 no. The only thing Popovich that you can put a blemish on his record is a Kawhi
He's
Leonard
not.
situation.
He's not undefeated. Is all I'm saying.
No, nobody's undefeated. Come on,
Phil
man.
was better.
Don't
Phil
get
was
ridiculous.
better. Phil was better.
Yeah, don't get ridiculous. We know nobody's undefeated. Nobody has ever went 82-0. Actually, 98-0, if you want to put it like that. But Popovich
Phil,
was just a well disciplinary or disciplinarian, and he had the Jedi mind tricks. I don't know if Carlisle have that. See, that what you have to look at. And then when you had Popovich, not to get too far away from Indiana, but when you have Popovich having the David Robinsons, having the Robert Horrys, having the Sean Elliott's, having the Tim Duncans, the Ginobili's, the Kawhis, and the Tony Parkers, and everybody fitted they slot perfectly and to some degree willingly. With that kind of talent on a roster, it'd have been very difficult to keep that calibrated and in alignment with the overall goal, separating yourself from isolated accolades or individual accomplishments. Popovich somehow, some way, with the mind altering MK Ultra procedures, had those Hall of Famers not even looking at the stat column. That's remarkable.
Okay, and if you don't mind me interject, just stepping in a second, I'm gonna be real brief. I do apologize simply because of the time. You look at Pop with 1,400 wins, and you look at Carlisle with only 600 wins. Now, is this as well as I stated? Is he becoming? I didn't say he was. I said, is he becoming? Now he's got 613 wins and 389 losses. He's almost doubled his losses already. He's almost. If he wins the championship this year, if he wins the championship this year, you can rest assured people are going to start talking about Carly. Now listen, I'm not saying he's better than Pop. I'm just saying he's kind of walking in his footsteps, guys. It's the way he coaches. First of all, Flight said it. Man, these Pacers keep on surprising everybody.
he the Finals MVP. It should go to Rick Carlisle. Because Indiana. I mean, all jokes aside, it's never happened before. He should be the Finals MVP. This guy.
But they haven't won it now, Flight. Come on, they have not won
If
it.
he wins it, he should be the Finals MVP because his
Okay.
presence is sprinkled around every series in the playoffs. Go ahead, Dex.
Now, hold on, Dex. Before you say it, Dex, please, excuse me. I just want to say this because I know you're finna come hard. I want to say this. Listen, please understand me, Dex. I'm not saying he's better than Pop. My question was, is he becoming a Pop? And I'm telling you, Pop was great. It was great for development. Remember, what does Carlisle do? What does he do? He puts a team on the string. You know that, Dex. Now listen, he ain't there yet because Pop got 1,400 wins. He only got 600. So he ain't even halfway to Pop yet. But he ain't halfway been in the league as long as Pop either. So we got to give him his props where props is due. Dex. And the reason I'm saying that, because if you go back to Pop's 600 win, where was he in the championship ring? And where's Carlisle in his championship, at least aspirations? Meaning, if he pull this off, if he win this championship, oh, they're gonna talk about him, Dix. You know they are.
They're
Now,
going to talk about anybody who wins the championship. So
but
that's
against
that.
Oklahoma,
Listen, anyone that win this championship, they're going to talk about. They're going to talk about the upcoming upstart Oklahoma City with Mark Dagno. Is he the next Phil Jackson? I mean, come on.
true
We
that,
already
true that,
we
true
already
that,
know
true
we already
that,
know
true
this.
that.
We already know this is hot rhetoric that keeps the people engaged in the conversation, and it becomes
Ooh,
controversial because
yes, it does.
when we
Well,
really look at it, we cannot be prisoners of the moment. And to catapult a facsimile as of Carlisle to
hmm,
Popovich, to me is
hmm.
ridiculous.
No, I don't. I
Because
don't think so.
because not only, not to get too far from Indiana, because I don't want to, I don't want to get too far from that. Not only Carlisle's a good coach, but
Jesus.
who is he going up against? Who is it? Who is his peers that he going up against as Popovich did in his heyday? You understand what I'm saying? Look at all of the Hall of Fame coaches that was around when Popovich was
But Dex,
coaching.
is that
He,
is that fair?
can I
Is that
finish
fair for
before
you to
getting
just?
interrupted? Can I finish litigating this and laying out my case, Your Honor? Because the prosecuting attorney is trying to obfuscate the truth in comparison to Rick Carlisle and Greg Popovich. And Your Honor, in my defense of laying out the facts of this case, there's no simile because Popovich did his damage with foreign born players in an era where foreign born players was looked upon as inferior and weak. And not only did he do it with foreign born players, he even did it with a Frenchman. And you know what they say about the Frenchman? Anytime you mention war, they're going to turn their backside to you and spread them. So he put in an installment of a dominant mindset to have his players feel them versus the NBA. And they had to set a mark, an indelible mark, they set, and represent their country individually while they play basketball and assimilate in the basketball culture that is dominated by mostly African Americans. So that is remarkable in itself. When you get down to the nitty gritty of the state of Popovich, he went against the big bad Lakers, right? He went against the big bad Sacramento Kings, right? He went against the Denver Nuggets, the big bad Denver Nuggets at the time. So Popovich didn't have no cakewalk. And all those teams had Hall of Fame coaches. So, don't forget the Portland Trailblazers or the Jailblazers. That was supposed to be the most supreme team in the Western Conference. And you know what Sean Elliott did to them. So I'm not a Popovich guy per se, because I know he got a lot of shit with him. But as liberal as he presents himself, I adore his hardcore approach into getting out of the players the most and instilling inside the players the confidence they need in order to rumble on the hardwood.
Can I speak nowadays? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, good call, Dex. Like I said, nobody's going to overtake Greg Popovich. We all know Popovich is the man. But what I will say is, you could have this era's next great coach, even though Carlisle he transcend eras. I think Carlisle also he is on a revenge tour. Because he was just pushed out up there in Dallas. He just hasn't been, like I said, that wasn't all that good. And then look at the aftermath. You got Luka Doncic, he's out. It seemed like they picked Doncic over him, or he just said, "Oh, this is just becoming too much." Maybe he was the first whistleblower of what was happening, up there in Dallas, because he just departed and he didn't make a big mess of it. He just left and got another job immediately in Indiana. And now you have Luca, who they talking about he has weight issues. He got walked out in the first round. They had no business losing like that in the first round. It looked like Luca is so far away from a championship. It's not even funny, and look at Rick Carlisle. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how Lucas should feel right now if Carlisle wins this title with Tyrese Haliburton? You understand? I mean, this guy not putting up all these points. They not doing all the. It's not a me system. Like how it was with Dallas, where it was a one man army. This team is fully utilized under Carlisle. It was times where Rajon Rondo got into it with Carlisle. I know a lot of things about Carlisle. I remember the bad stuff too. I remember when Rondo first got traded to Dallas, and Rondo used to run his own plays in Boston. He got to Dallas and realized that Carlisle run the goddamn show. You're not running your own system, with Carlisle at the helm. So this is the kind of coach that he is, So I mean, I think that he loosened up the reins, because I see Tyrese just doing whatever the hell he wants. I heard him say it on the press conference that Tyrese earned the right to do whatever he wants. So it's like the maturation process of Carlisle. So I think that if he wins this championship, which I think he's in the driver's seat, he's going up against a young team, a young, inexperienced coach. I mean, the Indiana Pacers have the edge, in my opinion. And I think they got a little bit more veterans around them, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, I think Turner been there for a second. It is a both collection of young talent, but I think that Indiana, believe it or not, they might have better talent. Matherin coming off the bench, going off. You got guys coming out the woodworks. Who the hell is Wallace? Was he even drafted? I mean, we got to look into these people. These could be some serious overachievers that we're dealing with. Here in Oklahoma City. And they catching lightning in the bottle. Um, and it's going to be a heartbreaker to any team that loses. But both teams had an unbelievable year. So it's a mess. But I'm gonna lean with Carlisle and company. I think they're gonna get this next game, go up 3-1, and they're not beating Carlisle 3 games in a row. So the next game will seal a championship for the Indiana Pacers, in my opinion.
Wow.
I appreciate your soliloquy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you might be jumping the broom just a
Oh,
smidget because, Flight, all this conversation can change in the next game. We know that game 3 is a pivotal game, and the team that wins game 3, when it's tied 1-1, normally goes on to win the series 80% of the time. But there's a 20%, and that's a high percentage in basketball, that this series can get turned around in a nanosecond because subsequently, Flight, you still have the MVP on the other side of that aisle. You still have a former coach of the year on the other side of that aisle. And let's not allow ourselves to be prisoners of the moment, because there's a 60-win team on the other side of that aisle. So this could be switched in the next game. And those 48 minutes of game 4 could go the Oklahoma City Thunder way. So we have to kind of slow down to some degree and respect what's coming out of the corridor from the opponents of the Indiana Pacers. Because to me, Flight, you riding off the Oklahoma City Thunder because you're not that familiar with them, to me. Because if you were more familiar with them, I don't know if this would be your tone. I think that you would be more moderate in your approach of crowning a champion prematurely.
Wow.
And game 4, if the Indiana Pacers surrender, game 4, we back to where it all started. Basically 0-0 with Oklahoma City Thunder with home court advantage. Let's not forget that.
Can I step in now
Go ahead.
without interrupting you, Dex? I know that didn't say something. Can I hear my answer? Can I step in now, please, sir?
Go for it, Marvin.
Listen, man. Listen. We all got great points, and we really do. Seriously. Um, I really feel that Rick Carlisle has done a wonderful job in a whole lot of positions that he's been in. I really do. In Dallas, in other places that he's been. Developing talent is the reason why I compared him to Pop. This team in Indiana right now and last year, man, they didn't pop off the charts for very many people. They didn't. It wasn't too many people that started off the year saying Indiana was going to be in the finals. Now, it wasn't too many people that said that Carlisle was coaching them either. Nobody said that, man. Nah, man. Now I ain't listen. I ain't no big time Carlisle fan. I'm just like this. I get pops due when pops are due. This man has brought this team from in this Eastern Conference from damn near nowhere. Cleveland, look at they stretches, how they got here, is all I'm gonna say. There be some good teams that a lot of people figured, including the Knicks, excuse me, Fly, that felt that they wasn't gonna beat them. Ain't no way in the hell Indiana gonna win this series. Nope, it ain't happening. Now they didn't get up in a final series. I ain't saying it's over. Hell no, Diggs. Hell no, Fly. Oh, it's surely ain't over because theater means they should lose the next game. But
What
I
I
just
will
like
say,
Carla.
well, I don't mean to cut you off. What I will say in your defense of what you just said about OKC, if you look at their whole track record, they don't lose back-to-back games. So everything is in the favor of OKC. You better believe Indiana. They better be ready. They're gonna bring OKC. Gonna bring the wrath. I'm pretty sure Shea going for 50. They gonna play their hearts out. So when they lose, they usually beat the other team pretty convincingly. So we've
Yes,
seen it against a couple of teams. Obviously, I've seen it against Minnesota. We've seen it just the other game. So I mean, the history is on the side of Oklahoma City winning Game
and
4.
and
But
I
I
believe
just
that.
feel
I believe that,
wow, just
and I
being
truly believe.
the man he is. I think he gonna go for the jugular vein, and he understand how
Yes,
important Game 4 is, and they need to go up 3-1. And we
Yes.
just don't know. They got home court. Indiana has home court, so all they have to do is win their games at home, and they're going to win this series, no matter what OKC do. If they could win every single game at home from here on out, they're still going to lose the series. They have not proven yet that they could win a game in Indianapolis, so we have to see.
Yes. And I'm gonna say this also to everybody, man. I picked OKC, and I'm still picking them. But that's not to diminish from the fact of what I feel about the coaches. I listen. I think OKC is still going to win this series. I really do. I think it's more. It's going to have to be coaching adjustments as we see, and then Carlisle's a hell of a damn tacticianist. I ain't gonna lie about that, and it's going to be tough for Oklahoma. But I'm like Flight. Hey, Shea Gilda's coming out. I don't know what he's gonna score, but I think he's gonna play his heart, and they should play their heart out. I mean, you look at their numbers today; they didn't play bad. They didn't. They didn't get a lot of points out of their point guard, but everybody else showed up, and you lost. So it's a big game for both teams. I don't believe it's just on one side. It's always a big game for both teams. So, uh, I mean, wow. I think it's a great thing for the NBA, first of all, and I think they know what they're doing. That Carlisle being there, yeah. And I hate to say this, Flight, but your Knicks, man, I want to see them there, but it's always something. Uh,
We'll be all
I don't
right.
know, man. All I'm gonna say is this: it's 2-1, and I'm still going with Oklahoma City. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh well, listen, they're the favorite, so we just have to see. But all this notion that and nobody had a shot against Oklahoma City, da 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 da. In the finals is usually like a clash of two, offenses. You look at last year, Dallas was electric. They put the candle to Minnesota. Minnesota looked bulletproof, like they was headed to the championship. They go up against Kyrie and Luca, they silence them. And then they go up against Boston and they get silenced. It's like and it's the way they got beat. It was like it wasn't even a fair fight. So uh, East teams, I'll just see that they play defense at a different level. I don't know what the hell it is with the Eastern Conference, Western Conference. It seems like everybody out west, they want to go to 120, 140, shit like that with the points. In the East is more lockdown. Shea, none of these dudes was picking up Shea 94 feet. That he has not experienced what Nemhard is doing to him right now. You understand? It's like that's what's going on. He ain't see this pressure. Denver, they tried to apply low pressure, but Denver, they was trying to run it to 142. So they ain't give a fuck if you score because they trying to score right back again. So I mean, that's the kind of West Coast fast-paced, frenetic pace that they've been playing at. And now they're gonna have to buckle down in this half court. And now we're gonna see what Shea is really about. Because if you're the MVP, now it's time for you to do it. You got to go up here and do something. It's half court basketball. You giving it to Lou Dort and Williams and these niggas to do it all. Shea got to put it in his. Listen, move the fuck out the way. It's my time. I don't give a fuck. I'm taking over this game and we gonna win it. It's going to require that from the MVP because next game going to be more likely in the same situation in the fourth quarter. Is he going to be passing it around, hoping that Chet and these dudes make shots? So I mean, that's something that he has to look at. And if you didn't watch the game, you may have not seen that. But Shea got to be an aggressor in that fourth quarter. He got to be in attack mode. He got to be the best player on the floor at all times. Especially right now and on the road. He's got to win one for his team on the road. I think it's going to be hard to play in Indiana. Indiana, they got a crowd. They have a crowd. So it's going to be interesting. This series is far from over. Shout out Slim Hoop. He said it might go 7. It might very well be. We're going to find out.
Dex, if you're there, if you don't mind me just giving one more insight. Listen, first of all, I hadn't been on in a while. I want to say thank you guys again. And this is home, and everybody, whoever there, man, shout out to Flight, man, seriously. But this one here is kind of different to me. Listen, the reason I'm saying is because I really picked Oklahoma. I mean, I didn't even see it going this way. I felt like Indiana gonna win two at home, Oklahoma gonna take them out. No, man. Indiana showed a different set of teeth. They out there like, shit, you slip, we gonna get it. I mean, they've been doing it all playoffs. I mean, I hate to keep bringing up the Knicks series, man, but man, I got to keep bringing that series up simply because, man, the Knicks had a good team, guys. They did, and Indiana beat them fair and square with no bullshit. They beat them,
Yeah.
and now they come in against Oklahoma. Everybody think like, man, shit, hey, man, please, yeah, they finna do a shit. These places come to play. And it's
Yeah.
a different style to me. We've been watching basketball a long time, man, but watch those Pacers, man. They truly are on the string. They truly are on the string. I mean, defensively, it's I think it's a little broken a little bit more on offensively, but I think the defensive stuff is on the string. Now, that goes back to a whole lot of other stuff. But then you gotta have personnel, and then you get all these points off the bench from Mathurin. Excuse me for 1 second. I always felt Mathurin was decent. I did. I'm serious. Now remember, last year he was hurt. Well, he ain't hurt no more, y'all. He ain't hurt no more, and he really just coming around. And for him to score 20, what 7 to 9, 27, y'all. So now Oklahoma got another somebody to playing against. I mean, think about it. Indiana can insert them in the damn starting lineup. I know they won't, but I'm just saying. I don't know they won't, but they could. And then there'd be another wrinkle. I mean, and then it's Carlisle. And then, oh, wow. And you got Shea on the other side, man. Come on, man. It's getting better and better and better. Eh, I'm real close to figuring this one here going to get real physical real soon. Because it's getting down to, hey, man, I want this, but I want this too. So, things start happening. So I'm going to step back and say, shit, I don't know what to say. I mean it. It's a great series. I mean, I'm kind of happy Indiana won this because if Indiana win the next game, and I'm with Fight on this, if Indiana win the next game, the Thunder got some problems. They got some real problems. And that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, when I say that, hey man, I say I picked the Thunder, but if they lose this next game, it's gonna be pretty tough for them. So I'm gonna step back and listen. It's on you, Days.
Thank you, Marvin. Thank you, Flight. Everybody, please hit that like button. If you're coming in late, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Flight mentioned the Eastern Conference and their standout defense. But I just want to remind Flight that 4 of the top 6 best defensive team in the NBA come out of the Western Conference. And the Oklahoma City Thunder was 3rd. Also, field goal percentage defense, Oklahoma City Thunder was number 1, holding opponents under 44% shooting from the floor. 3-point defense, Oklahoma City, number 1, holding opponents to a mere below average 34% from the field. So the Oklahoma City Thunder just in cakewalk through the season and wore Dorothy shoes and clicked it down the yellow brick road to the NBA Finals, they earned every blood, sweat, and tears that dripped off their skin to be where they are. It's well deserved from Indiana as well. But we have to ask ourselves, and earnestly, ourselves, and be honest. Who had the toughest road? Because the Indiana Pacers, unlike the Oklahoma City Thunder, faced every team top 5 talent every game, every series. Whereas the Indiana Pacers, well deserving as they are, with their stout, schematic coach and Rick Carlisle leading the caravan, the Indiana Pacers only face one team whose starting 5 finished a series, and that is the New York Knicks. And to say a lot about that is the New York Knicks came in wobbling. The New York Knicks came in extremely fatigued.
Man, the Knicks got to be mad with themselves. I'm sorry, you
And
bringing up
so
the Knicks, Dad.
they was standing. They was the last team standing, and they first 5 finished the series without any of them exiting the game prematurely. But
Would have been on first.
the Milwaukee Bucks, a pivotal starter missing. Cleveland Cavaliers, a pivotal starter went down. And do we need to continue the fortunate path of the Indiana Pacers getting to the NBA Finals? Like I said, don't misconstrue anything that I'm presenting about the Indiana Pacers. It's well deserved from them. They coached and played their ass off. You cannot fake hitting game winners. You cannot fake that. I don't care about people talking about a magnet on the ball and all this old stuff. You cannot fake that. You cannot fake game tying threes that take the game into overtime. Those are heroic moments for any individual player who accomplished that within the game. So we're not taking anything away from Indiana and Rick Carlisle. So don't misconstrue anything I'm saying. Don't try to misunderstand and misdirect what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that the Oklahoma City Thunder is being overlooked on this stream based on the fact that there's a whole lot of unfamiliarity with the Oklahoma City Thunder, those boys from the Red Clay. Because if the familiarity was up to par, I think the rhetoric coming from the panel would be a little different. And I'm going to say this. Game 4 is a must win, as we all know, for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And this is probably their only time this season outside of Game 7 in Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Denver Nuggets where they face such pressure. Let's see if there is an ounce of resilience in Oklahoma City Thunder and the palpitation of Shea Gilchrist Alexander heartbeat resonate throughout the roster and those who occur or log minutes in this meaningful game. It is very relevant, if I may say so myself, that Shea listened to Flight and tell everybody bag back, give me 50 feet, and throw them bows. Because this right here is riding on Shea, Young Legacy. What you gonna do in game 4? Shay, are you gonna show up? Or are you just gonna be a delegator? Are you gonna get buckets? Or are you gonna try to distribute and make everybody happy? Shay, do what you gotta do so you can stay in a relevancy seat to bring the hardware to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening, man. I think it's going to be very hard for Oklahoma City to do this. I just feel like momentum is on the side of Indiana Pacers. It's their time. So, that's why he got his father back in the building too. Was his father courtside? He was pretty close. He was on that court now. They had him in the skybox. I'm looking at where his father was at. So, I mean, it's good vibes floating around Indiana. It's their time, man. Just give them the chip. I think they're going to win it. And they're going to beat them, pretty badly. I think that Oklahoma City's in trouble. I can't wait to hear their press
Wow.
conference, because,
Wow.
they always seem so smooth. If you ever listen to one of Shay's talking, he's so nonchalant, but I really think he's trembling right now, and I think at this deep defensive pressure, Carlisle was finding different ways to really mess with them.
Work, right? Work.
What you say?
Work. Go to work. I hear you.
I mean, that's just what I feel. In my humble opinion, it's gonna take Shea gonna have to have a game. Clearly. They have to steal one of these games in Indiana. So why not the next one? Because who knows if you're ever gonna go back if you lose this one. Let me tell you, I don't think Oklahoma City gonna lose. If they go down 3-1, I don't think they're gonna lose that game 5 in Oklahoma City down 3-1. I just don't see it. I think that if Indy gonna win, it's gonna be in 6. They're gonna win it back home in Indy. I just don't think it's. I just don't see Oklahoma City losing the game. I think they'll play their game like everything. It will be everything. If they lose the next one, that game 5, I don't see it. I don't see Indiana going to Oklahoma City again and winning the game. Not 2 games.
Wow. If you don't mind me stepping in, Flight, wow. I want to go back, man. I want to go back. I want all three of us to go back. For all we thought of each and one of our teams at the beginning of the year. And then remember what exactly happened to our team. And then look at these two teams. Listen, man. I mean, the Bulls wasn't that good. Y'all know that's my team. So I ain't know, hell of a lot of shit. I ain't trying to, stress nobody out about their team. I'm talking about these two teams in the finals. Um, Indiana to me, and I mean this, Indiana to me has kind of, as we just stated earlier, the East is kind of rugged. You go through there, you fighting and scrawling, and it's kind of tough. The West has always been kind of free and easy, 130, 125 points a game. The East always kept it to a minimum. They bring it down a notch. I mean, they bump it and grind it. We all know that. And here we are again with Indiana winning a game like this. And I'm in favor. I'm gonna say it again, guys. I'm in favor. I figured Oklahoma had this. Now I'm not saying they don't have it, but to be in this situation, dealing with a Carlisle-led team, is a hell of a task, and including for both of you guys who said about Shea Gildren. It's time to step up, baby. You got to come on to the plate. It's all, no, I wouldn't say it's all on you because Mike used to do that. Mike used to just say, what the hell? It's on me. Well, there ain't too many players in the NBA that do that no more. because it's more team oriented. I mean, it was team oriented then, with Phil Jackson, but triangle offense was different. There's not too many coaches running that. Well, I wouldn't say that because I'm not sure, but when you got your team and you got your boys coming out and everything going on, and you down in the finals. So who you look for? As well as you said, Flight. I mean, come on, man. Shea got to come on with it. But then again, if he don't, are we so pissed at him because the teammates didn't, help him? It's the team game, fellas. Come on, y'all know that.
I
And
mean, MVP though.
I mean, really,
He got
really, really, it's a
not
team
really
game.
started. He is like they containing him right now.
Yeah. So that all right. So is this coaching? Are you telling me that?
It's an individual too. I mean, you're the MVP. You are the most valuable player in the NBA.
If you the coach of Oklahoma, you got to find a way to get Shai Gildress open. Period. You got to change your dynamic. Real simple. That ain't hard. If they shutting him down on what you got planned, then you should have another plan. I believe that. That's in everything. The only difference in this and NFL is that you don't get that second chance. NFL, that's it, baby. You out of there. Well, NBA, you got a chance to adjust like baseball. Yeah, man, adjust. That's called coaching. That's called coaching. And I know both of y'all know that. It's the truth. Um, I think it's great drama. I think it's beautiful myself. Because I know. Well, I don't know. I'm just my speculation is this gonna be a long series. And if it does, it's all good. We can go back and forth over and over. And I mean, we can all. I mean, eventually, one of us or all of us gonna be wrong or whatever, or somebody, something gonna happen. But then I want to go back, like I said from the start, to everybody's belief of their team winning the NBA champion from the day one before the NBA season started. We all had these dreams, man. And then when you look at your team and you say, "Damn, man, we failed over here, we failed over there." I say it all the time, Dex, and like y'all know, I didn't say it. At the end of the year, there's only one city that's gonna be happy every time. Only one city. It's very rare that anybody even remembers the team that lost, and it's just the truth. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, guys. In other words, what I'm saying, like when the Bears like it, well, I don't want to go there. When we lost, man, I don't remember that. Hell, I mean, I remember it, but yeah, I don't want to. But this, man, this is for the big. This is for all the marbles. This is for the glory. This is for yeah, it's me, man. That's what we did. I mean, hold on, man. The way I am, I might talk like I'm a showboat, but I'm not. I love to feel good, but I like people to feel good with me. But this stage, oh come on, man. It's about a whole bunch of other stuff too. These boys, I think they really do get down for what they know. And then it really does. Sometimes we can go back to Phil Jackson and be honest about it. Sometimes coaching. Sometimes it's coaching. Sometimes you ain't gotta have the best players. If you got them in, if you got enough stamina, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna bring up the New York Knicks. Listen, guys, I've always felt the Knicks had one of the best teams in the NBA, but they ain't been coached right, man. You got too many minutes over here, you got things going on over there. And that's only my opinion, guys. I'm not saying that for anybody else to dispute me. It's just my opinion. I love Thibodeau. He's a great coach, but he has flaws as well as all of them do.
He one of the top coaches, in the pool, in my opinion. Whether you want to say the flaws,
Yeah,
this,
but you
that.
got to deal with the good and the bad too,
Well, hey,
right?
that's what everybody. And the Knicks need to hire
Okay,
Mike Malone and stop fucking around. You keep bringing up
but
the
wait a
Knicks.
minute. Hold on,
You
hold
keep
on, hold
bringing
on,
up the
Flight.
Knicks.
Is
Hey,
is Thibodeau more bad than good? Is the question. That's the question. Listen,
Um,
I'm a bull man. I was
it
born.
looks like we being
All I love is
honest.
the
It looks
Bulls.
like we being
All I
honest with
love is the
Elijah.
Bulls. Hold on, flight. All I love is the Bulls. The best, one of the best teams that we didn't have was
I
when
don't
we
know
had
why they
Derrick
called
Rose.
that fool. They call they call that fool up there in Chicago.
Well, let me tell you, one of the best things I can believe in my heart was when we had Derrick Rose and he was the coach. He ran him in the ground, man. You know I ain't lying, right? He blew his fucking knee out when we was winning. Excuse me. He blew his knee out when we was winning a game in Philly, and we ended up losing the series. I mean, listen, I'm not. I ain't even here for Thibodeau. I'm talking about this series. All I'm gonna say is this: if
Good luck,
wow,
Taylor.
if Oklahoma City don't win this next game, they in trouble because they got a hell of a coach against them, and he ain't gonna lose three straight. Oh, that ain't happening. Real simple. And that's all I gotta say. That and I'm going with Oklahoma. If they don't win this next game, they done. Well, I ain't gonna say they done. It's gonna be a pretty damn tough road because and then you really start giving props. Now, if somebody scores 70, now oh man, that player went home. But if five players on the team score 25, that's coaching. That's all I'm gonna say. And I bow.
It was a lot of stagnation on the Oklahoma City offense. We already know it's heliocentric with Shea at the epicenter. Um, and it was only one player out of both teams that shot 20 shots, and that was Shea. So he got his touches. He shot more than everybody on both teams. But like I said, it just the bench couldn't carry, and Benedict from the Pacers outscored the totality of the Oklahoma City bench by himself, and that cannot continue. And I believe we all in consensus that if the Oklahoma City Thunder lose Game 4, it's a wrap. They might as well start planning their vacation to Cancun and joining all of the other participants in the NBA extended season who didn't qualify for the NBA Finals. So they all can go down there and party and have fun. So this is why Game 4 is very, very important. It's very consequential for Shea and company because this is going to show what kind of mustard you put on your hot dog. Now, you did it once against Denver in a must-win situation. Can you repeat that kind of mindset and performance and do it again in Naptown? Because you only came there to split. That was their intermediate goal, is to split in Indiana. So you didn't get the first one. Rick Carlisle made sure you didn't get that first one like he did you. But now you can adjust because Benedict is not scoring 27 next time out on the hardwood. But it could be somebody else. But nevertheless, you got to win the game. I don't care who scores what. You got to make sure when that clock is zero and that buzzer goes off, that you have one more point than your opponent. That's all Mark Dagnall have to impress into his team. Make sure you have 1 point more when it's all said and done after 48 minutes. And then we can get ready for the next game. Because if Oklahoma City ties it up 2-2, then all of the naysayers that's down Oklahoma City Thunder right now will have to repudiate themselves because now Oklahoma City Thunder have home court. And that's all they're coming to do is to get home court. And if Indiana prevent them from getting home court, then it's a wrap. The series over. There's no way you're going to beat Indiana three straight games with the style of play that you have. So we know it's been done before against a Hall of Fame coach, and Steve Kerr. We've seen that happen with a really good team. You know, had the best record in the single season in NBA history. They went up 3-1 and then succumbed to a maniac, crazed psychopath LeBron James, who came in and stole the series in the glory from Stephen Curry. So it can be done.
Wow. Dex, if you don't mind, and Flight, if you guys don't mind me stepping in a second, I have to go for a second, so I'm gonna come back because I did just step out because I got a call. And listen, man, Dex, you know, it's something about you, man. Why are we always, me and you know, for some reason, Flight, me and Dex always, you know, we understand each other, but we love to say something maybe on the other side of each other. All I'm gonna say is this, Dex. Ah, man. And you know, you're so right on so many things that are just about everything, and you are. But if Indiana win this next game, oh my God, I want to be truthful because I ain't been watching the NBA very long. I mean, not this year much. Whose coach name rings louder? Oklahoma Thunder or Carolina? Or I'm sorry, Indiana. I mean, you know, I say Oklahoma Thunder only because how many people know who coaches Oklahoma? But how many people know who coaches Indiana? Now, I ain't saying that's a guarantee that they're gonna win. Hell no. But the Oklahoma Thunder got to get their stuff together, brother. They're gonna have some problems if they don't win this next game. And I'm saying that to say this because I'm stepping down, guys. I will be back if you're gonna be on that flight, but I have to move around. I got to cook right now and do a couple more things. But man, I'm gonna be back as every time because we need this family back together. And I really have a good time speaking to all you, especially with me, you, and Dex. Seriously. So I'm gonna step back, man, and good luck, Dex. I hope you didn't go to Vegas. That's all I'm gonna say. But I guess if you did, it don't matter. The series ain't over. It ain't over till it's over. Because if Oklahoma win the next game, hmm, it's a brand new series. But if they lose, oh my God. So I would ask you this one question before I leave. Is the next game one of the best wager games you ever heard of? And I mean that. I want to know. And to you, Flight, who are both of you guys going with in game four? I want to know.
Listen, if I had to put a wager down, I'm definitely taking it. The best team in the NBA, and that's the Oklahoma City Thunder. They
And that's
desperate.
on the road. And that's on the
Doesn't
road.
matter. I don't care if it's on the moon. They're desperate. They know they can win. They know how to win. They proved it all season and series long that they could get in a hostile environment and come out on top. So now they just have to do it again. They just have to set up and repeat the performance to show that they're capable of belonging in this series.
And it
Now,
is that easy? Is it that easy?
well, these are professionals, man. These people get paid millions of dollars to get their mind right. So for them, yes, it is that easy. Because like I say, they have a tradition of winning this season. They won the most games out of all of the 30 participants or 29 participants beside themselves. So they have a winning aura and they have a winning bug. All they have to do is just demonstrate for 48 minutes on why they were crowned the best team in 2024-25 season in the regular season. That's all they have to do. And take it one game at a time. You can't win two games at once. You got to win one game at a time. So why not the next game?
Flight, if you're there, I'd like to hear you.
Nah, Flight's not here. But I'm getting ready to sign off. Listen, thanks everybody for rocking with us through the wee hours of the morning all the way into Thursday. There's a lot you could be doing with yourself. This is time that you would never get back. But I just hope you enjoy this Flight Sports TV experience. I'm signing off. Marvin, if you want to continue, go right ahead. And I'm quite sure the people will be delighted to hear more of what you have to say concerning this game and anything else that you want to share with the street.
Yeah, and before you go, man, it's always good to speak to you. You know that. I am going to sign off myself because I have things going on, but I want to keep in contact with you if we could. Um, I got some new things going on. Me and Flight talked about it, and I want you included. So if we get a chance, we'll talk behind the scenes. And to everybody, hey, man, this series. Listen, I mean, me, Dex, and Flight, we're gonna have our differences, and that's intentional. We gotta have because neither one of us are the same. So we're gonna, dispute between each other. And man, I love it. I love it myself. So good night, man. And I mean it. But we will get back, especially when this next game come up. Good talking with you guys. I'm out.